UFC Fight Night, Emmett versus Murphy has just wrapped up, and of course, Mystic Kenny cooked again, bro. Like, I had the underdog lock. First of all, chat, my underdog locks this year, I think I'm 7 for 7. I've never missed a single one of those picks. Today it was Audie Osborne. We're going to talk about it a little bit later. And then, of course, the main event, I did have Lerone Murphy. You guys knew. I kept saying how I just think Lerone Murphy's a lot more skilled. He's going to outpoint Josh Emmett. And, you know, that's kind of what happened. Like, Josh Emmett only had puncher's chance. And that's what it was. The rest of this card, like the whole card in general, it wasn't a bad card. But it wasn't the best card either. It was kind of a mediocre card. I think I just kind of enjoyed it because I made a good amount of money today. I guess that's what it is. But overall, all right card. Let's talk about the main event first. Of course, Josh Emmett, Lerone Murphy. Great fight. Like I said, what I expected, dude. Like, I knew Josh Emmett was going to be looking for the power shot the whole way through. People are saying this fight's a robbery, by the way. You know, I was honestly shocked it was 48-47 Emmett. I swear, like, live I had it 50-45 Lerone, maybe 49-46 because I can maybe see the first round. There's a judge, I think it was Eric Colin. He gave the first round to Emmett, the rest of the rounds to Murphy. That's kind of what makes the most sense, and I thought that most people were going to agree with. But, and then, like, everyone in my Discord, everyone's like, oh, yeah, man, robbery, dude. I understand they're probably just salty that they probably had money on Emmett, and he just kind of underperformed. He didn't really underperform. He performed exactly how I thought he would. Kind of spammed those 1-2s, trying to land it. But Lerone's movement, I knew was just going to be too much, too good. He used the oblique. Every single time he switched southpaw, he throws a stupid oblique kick. It wasn't stupid. It was effective because it was pissing off Emmett. Like, Emmett himself even knows he lost his fight. You could see the frustration in his face, man, when he was getting oblique kicked, body kicked. He's like, bro, come on, man. Are you going to run there? You're going to run. He was getting mad. He was doing the annex, running. He was, like, mimicking him. And that's what people do when they're losing fights because they're frustrated that they're losing the fight and they know they need a finish, but they can't chase the finish because, like, Lerone's movement was too good. And then when he was confident enough to, like, sit in the pocket and throw at Lerone would do a good job countering with some elbows or countering with some straight punches. Lerone just had the perfect game plan to win. I honestly think 48-47 is a disgrace. I think Lerone minimum 49-46, maximum 50-45. It's not a planet on earth Emmett wins this fight. Like I said, I don't really know where people are coming from saying it's a robbery. I'm assuming they just like Emmett. But yeah, you can't spam 1-2s that get caught on the high guard of Lerone 90% of the time and win a fight. Like, he tried to wrestle him too. Like, listen, he actually showed some wrestling. It's just that Lerone was hard to hold down. So I was like, that didn't work for him either. So really everything he did, Lerone had to answer to, and Lerone was just very frustrating with those kicks, man. Those oblique kicks. Even I was like, all right, buddy, yeah, you're starting to milk it. But it was working. So like I said, if it ain't broken, don't fix it, brother. Real bad, man. Lerone Murphy went in there, kind of put the beats on him like Dr. Dre over the course of 5 rounds. Like I said, nothing surprising here. Exactly what I expected. Next fight, Pat Sabatini versus Brito. This is one of the few fights I got wrong in this card. This actually did kind of shock me about how easy Sabatini was to get him down. It came to a point that I remember I had like 40 on Brito, and then like I pulled out of that mid thing, and then I put $400 on Sabatini when he was a -700 favorite, and I made like $57 profit because it was like round 2. I saw him the way he was taking out Brito. I'm like, I'm gonna just throw the house on him, dude. He's gonna win the fight, and I was ended up being right in the long run. But on my prediction video, I did pick Brito. Brito surprised me about his lack of takedown defense and like his lack of urgency kind of on his back. But then again, that also just shows Sabatini's like wrestling and grappling and control ability is very impressive. Like that impressed me more than a lot of other things in this fight. Brito, he's kind of just like a marauder merchant, isn't he? Like, we thought, oh yeah, if you stay on the feet with him, he's gonna walk you down. He tried to walk him down, just didn't do anything of crazy extent. Easy win for Sabatini, just control fest, grappling fest. These guys from Philly, him, Sean Brady, these Philly guys, they're grappling, brother. Who give him, brother? Philly wrestling, brother? Be careful, Dagestan, they're coming. All right, buddy, let me just not lie like that. Not Dagestan level, but like, nah, these Philly guys, because they can grapple. I don't know what it is, but the control time. He wasn't boring grappling like we're going to talk about later in this video with towards Finney, but he was actually going for like choke attempts, finishes, and landing ground and pound. Great job, Pat Sabatini. This fight, I did have Holy, and holy moly did beat Cortavius Darmelius Romanius. I'll be real, this was actually a pretty good fight. I love grappling fights like this, brother. Dale. I actually like fights like this. People who like try, oh man, grappling's so boring. Fights like this is fight of the night. I just like the way Holy would like, because Romious would get him in some good positions, but Holy's ability to scramble and get back on top was just amazing. Great grappling fight. He ended up TKOing Romious via ground and pound strikes, and he was just in a dominant position. I don't think it was a bad stoppage. I felt bad for Romious because he was getting cut up with those elbows in the face, but Romious never really gave up on himself. He's a fighter, he's a marauder, but these South Koreans, bro, these new Asian, there's like a new demographic of Asians coming like in who just know how to grapple. Tatsu, Tyre, we got Holy, we got some of these flyweights coming in it. These, like, I don't know where it's coming from. Like, I guess Asia content, like Asia's just starting to develop these Dagestani-esque grapplers, and they're actually pretty good. The way they be transitioning too, this, and he was just like balls to the wall. Holy was just running forward and just like swinging at the fences, and he's just going for the takedowns against the fence. Holy was a pretty sick marauder. I actually like him. I'm a fan of the South Korean, so but I'm gonna respect this guy. I also watch K-drama. I'm gonna respect him a little bit more because of that. Brad Tavares, GM3. I already told you guys what was gonna happen here, and yeah, Brad Tavares is just levels ahead of him. People try to gaslight me like GM3 could wrestle him. I was like, you guys must not know about Brad Tavares' takedown defense. And his takedown defense, looked exactly how I expected it to look. Really good. He's just so hard to take down. So once I knew that was the case, that's why I threw the house on Brad Tavares, because I just knew what was going to happen here. Brad showed good boxing, good straight punches, put the beats on him like Dr. Dre. GM3 really had nothing for him. I'm surprised GM3 survived. I'm so glad my Brad by points hit. Dial it for that. But GM3, it's not that he's bad. Like every time GM3 loses, I said in my live stream, he gets down like GM3, now he's GM2. You know what I'm saying? I think no. Hamza made him GM2. Brad Tavares made him GM1. Next fight, if he loses, he's GM0, brother. He's just losing the M's, losing the GMs, brother. The numbers going away, brother. Actually, good performance by Brad Tavares, though. He actually looked really good here. GM3 looked like GM3, a lot slower in the hands than Brad, and Brad just pieced him up, primarily striking. GM3 did steal the last round, but it wasn't enough to win, of course. Now, this was the pick I was most proud of because I saw the odds. I saw that he was like a plus 250. In my prediction video, I was like, chat, this is the lock. This is my underdog lock. It makes no sense. How are they going to put Audie Osborne as an underdog against Louis Gurel? And what has this guy done? He went to a split decision in the Dana White Contender Series against a Muppet. Dude, this was the easiest underdog pick ever. I made a lot of people money for this prediction. So, brother, Mr. Kenny, we don't miss, bro. I'm still undefeated on my underdog. I got to look back at my specific underdog locks, but I could name off the top of my head. I know Whaley Soares was my underdog lock because I knew that was going to happen. Nakamura Gaforov. I knew Gaforov, who was like a plus 600, was going to win that. We have fights like... what's her name? Amanda Lemos and this like 22-year-old jit, like this 22-year-old girl with short hair. I said Lemos was gonna win. She was an underdog. She won. We have MVP Shara. That was my underdog lock. So much more. I can't think of them right now. But Magomed Ankalaev Pereira, of course. There's so much of them, chat, that I was trying to get to, and I could like go on a whole tangent about the rest of them. Those are the ones I know on the top of my head, and then of course Audie Osborne, Louis Gurel. When I say it's an underdog lock, just lock. I don't when I pick for underdog, but I say it's not an underdog lock, just don't do it. Like with who's some underdog? I picked Henry Cejudo. Oh, Henry Cejudo could do this, guys. It's just not a lock. Do not trust me. Don't listen to me when I say that. But when I say it's an underdog lock and you have to pick, just listen to me. Like I said, Audie Osborne went in there, put the beats on him, man. Listen, the first round scared me a little bit because Gurel was like wrestling, but once I saw the speed advantage in the hands for Audie Osborne, you could look back at my stream. I said it's over. Like even the first round, he got taken out. Like trust me, second round will come. The hand speed advantage is too quick for Osborne. He's gonna catch him. He caught him, knocked him out in the second round. Beautiful performance, Dale Audie Osborne, real bad man. You get. And bro, that's what I like to see, baby. I love when my underdog locks hit. I'm like 7 for 7 this year, so it's like there's some pressure that comes with that though, having that, because I gotta make sure I always know before I tell you guys. So yeah, I'm gonna keep that. I like the pressure, it's a good thing, brother. Mr. Kenny never miss. Moving on, towards Finney versus Robert Valentin. Now, this fight, I actually thought Robert Valentin was gonna win in my prediction video. This is one of the few picks I got wrong as well. I thought Valentin was a pretty decent BJJ practitioner. Let me just say, this decision that was split, it didn't make sense. How the hell you give this guy 30-27? Dude, I don't know the guy's name, but I know he wasn't judging the main event because no way Dana would let that happen, so they took him out. But yeah, 30-27 for this. Like maybe they just hated the fight style, but even then you can never give Finney never lost the first round. That was just disgusting. Second round, not really either. The third round, maybe. Yeah, third round I could see Valentin winning just because like towards Finney's fight style is just not, he's not gonna go anywhere with it, man. Like it's just like he just constant, like at range he looks horrible, and then he closes the distance. He was able to chain wrestle really good. I honestly think Valentin was defending everything pretty intelligently. It was just that the chain wrestling of towards Finney was really good, but he just doesn't throw a single strike. So what he does is he chain wrestles you, and what looks good to the judges, I guess, is just that he's scoring takedowns, but he's not really landing a single punch outside of that. Like I think I landed more punches than he landed in rounds 2 and 3 because he didn't land a single punch, So it's like. Yeah, I could maybe I don't agree with the judge who gave it 30-27. Literally makes no sense, but because he would literally have to give the first round to Valentin when he kind of got smoked, But maybe he just probably really hated the fight style of Finney, so he was like, I'm not jacking that. I don't think we got an if you smell from Finney. I wasn't really listening. because I was like just kind of bored of his fight, so I didn't really stick around for the post fight. I don't even know if he got a press conference afterwards because it was kind of a shitty performance. But Finney's fight style, it needs improvement, and it cannot stay the same, dude. Because holy crap, no activity in that, bro. 17 total strikes, brother. No dollar, brother. This is not good. 17 total strikes in a fight that he had full control over, compared to Valentin, who landed almost 100 strikes. So strike totals, you might be like, okay, 17 to 100, Valentin won. But if you actually watch the fight, you would know Finney didn't. Finney clearly won. Valentin didn't. But this guy needs to change his fight style. Listen, I'm not really jacking him. Pause. Belbita versus Barboza. This is the easiest pick ever. I told you guys there's no way Barboza loses, and there was no way she loses. She won by sub in the first round. Belbita's she just clip farms on Instagram with like cosplay and shit. She's just a model. She's not a fighter. Easy win for Barboza. First round sub, easy. McKee, he got the first win in his UFC career against Daniel Frunza. I thought Frunza would be able to knock him out, but the doctor stopped it because of lip cut. It wasn't even because like the eye, it was a lip cut. So congrats on McKee getting his first UFC win. He's literally like, and he was really happy in his post fight, like, I'm the best now, I'm Ireland, bro. You're probably gonna, I thought he was actually gonna lose if the fight continued against Frunza, because Frunza probably would have been able to find a punch and knock him out. But yeah, great win for McKee, and congrats to him. Look boon me. And then Nunes, this fight I didn't really care for. I had Luke boon me by points, and she ended up winning by points. Don't really care for the fight. The fight was kind of just a woman's fight. Interesting. Mediocre. Sorry. I'm not like that with every WMA fight. I just didn't care about that. Victor Henry and Pedro Falco. I already knew Victor Henry was going to put the beats on him like Dr. Dre. He did it by UD like I predicted in my video. No surprise here. Victor Henry looked good. Pedro looked a little bit lackluster. Pedro had a good chin, though. He ate some hard punches. So, yeah, good win on Victor Henry. But both guys, they're just all right to me. Bro, this fight felt illegal, chat. Do you guys ever see a fight that just feels illegal? Martin Buday and Urun Sadi. People said this was a robbery. It wasn't. Buday definitely won. I thought he won 2 rounds to 1. But the fight felt illegal as far as like the strength and size differential. I feel like Sadi would land some good shots, but it was never enough. I just feel like Buday did win that fight. People say it's a robbery. Like I said, the total strikes were 142 Buday to 45 Sadi, but Sadi did rock him. I think it was the 3rd round, but it was pretty clear 2 rounds to 1 for Buday. I felt bad for him. I kind of was rooting for. I wanted Sadi to win, but it was kind of obvious that Buday was getting it done. Kennedy Nezuchuku would have torched him. It would have torched him. He would have fucking torched him. I can't believe how much he would have torched him. Buday is so bad, but he just beat this guy because he weighed 95 pounds more. That felt illegal, bro. And then women's fight, Demetopoulos versus Alcanar. We care so much about this fight. Yeah, Vanessa got destroyed. All right, but yeah, overall, all right card. I can't wait for 314. I can't wait to get my Mr. Kenny Juices working for that fight. You get me real bad man stuff. But that was a fight night. Hope you guys enjoyed the fight night, because I know I didn't really enjoy it, but I enjoyed the money I made. That's it for Mr. Kenny. Have a good one, and God bless. 2, 3, 4.